Hi, this is Christa at the Secret Yarnery. Welcome to Crochet Podcast, episode 75. Yes, we do have some holiday cheer. I don't always look like this if you are new. If you're new to this channel, my name is Christa, and this is my Secret Yarnery. No, it is not a shop. This is where I pull my yarn inspiration from throughout the year. Seems extreme. It's not really. I've justified it. It has slowly grown over the years, and this is just totally fine for me. I'm all right with it. This channel is all about crochet and crochet-related goodness. There is a podcast throughout the week, usually at least a tutorial or two, and a live chat every Friday at 5 p.m. UTC +3. Love to have you join us. There's a lovely group of very welcoming and friendly crochet enthusiasts or yarn enthusiasts. Go away, child at the window. Thank you. I like them too. Don't even joke. Thank you. At least someone appreciates my outfit. Thank you. What was I saying? If any of that is of interest to you, consider hitting the subscribe button down below and the notification bell beside that so you don't miss out on any of the fun. So diving straight into finished objects before these bad boys fall off of my head. I hang them up on paper clips. I just unbend a paper clip. That's how I put all my Christmas tree decorations on. And I think they're stuck onto my hair. It feels like they're on my hair. I tried to get them on the top of my ear, and that was not that comfortable. It pretty much felt like a paper clip, you know, poking into the top of your ear. So I think they're all right now, but they could fall off. They could fall off at any minute. So how this started, getting ready for Christmas, feeling some cheer. Been working on a lot of blankets, thinking it's time to start something, I'd want to say thick and quick, but it's not thick. Glamorous and quick, right? Some shiny yarn, some sparkle. So thinking holiday festivities. Got my little Christmas tree set up. Have a big Christmas tree to set up in the house. It takes about 200 ornaments to get it looking like you have ornaments on your tree. So I didn't want a pattern that was super labor intensive, super long, super complicated. I do like those crochet baubles, like where you put a little, you know, little baby mandala on one side and, you know, stitch them together. Too much work for me. I'm not gonna do that 200 times. I might do it like 10 times and then be like, all right, what are we gonna do with the other 190 decorations that I need? So I thought this was a pretty good compromise. I am using Rockabilly. Rockabilly? Is it Rockabilly? I think it's called Rockabilly. Of all the times to forget. So I am using this icy kind of blue turquoisey, soft, dreamy, so slippery, like crazy. Yarn from Ice Yarns. And I went to my grocery store and bought, apparently I don't have gold balls. What? I mean, I'm generally a silver person, but that is not even believable. Anyway, I went and bought gold balls and started covering them. Let me find there it is. Where is the first one I did? So what I want to do in my head, a little chain around the center, and then just kind of like loopy, lacy, and somehow it stops halfway through. I mean, I did get there eventually, but didn't have it figured out. Ended up stitching it together onto the ball, which is still cute, but not removable. And I do like removable in case next year I want to have blue and silver, blue and white, white and gold, white and green, green and red, whatever you want to do. You could just pop off your little ornament skirt and put it on your next color, your next ball. These are just the cheap plastic ones, but I still also like to look at them. I mean, the glitzy bit, I mean, that's why you buy them. Do you know what I mean? The colorway started by these ornaments I found at this little Japanese shop we have here, Minisu. It is a gold and blue donut. Who's gonna say no to that? I mean, that's obviously gonna be on my tree. So gold and blue, my colors, went around the yarnery. That color matches pretty great, so went with the Rockabilly. and started making a variety of ball covers. These kind of reminded me of the ones you do for rocks, and I was like, is that how they do it? But again, I wanted them removable. So I did 3 before I decided, to actually figure it out. So I made this one last night, actually. It's so cute. I want to get it the right way around. There we are. So they just start as like a little hat, right? A little beret with a chain 6 in the center. And that is just enough to poke that little hanger bit out the top of your ball. And then you just kind of yank the skirt down along the edge, which of course I tried a number of times to get it right. And it just gets right underneath halfway on the ball. So it just stays there nice and tight, really stretched tight, and it sits there. Like that. And I'm like, that is what I want for my tree. Plus, if you want to swap it out to silver or pink or whatever, pops off and you put it on a different color ball. Right? So instead of like getting a whole set with the 2 colors, these would be great. So you could do them in gold, you could do them in silver, and then just pop them on whatever color you're using that year, and it'd be like, wow, how savvy are you? So that's my shining glory. They take me about 9 minutes right now to make one while I'm watching TV, but it's enjoyable. It's a 2-round, it's 3 rounds actually, but 3, is that 4 if you count going back? Maybe it's 4. 1, 2, yeah, probably 4. But I like them so much because they still give the glamour of the ornament. Like it's not covered. You don't turn a whole sparkly ornament into yarn. You put yarn on a sparkling ornament. What? Anyway, I'm right into it. That is what I'm working on. Now, because I do need so many ornaments for my tree, I went through all of my other colors of ornaments that I have. I do have some little bells. Now, these are super old. These are, well, not super old. These are from one of my first Christmases. No, my 4th Christmas here. Anyway, my son's first Christmas, so 14 years ago. And I bought all of them that I could. I had extra left over. That's surprising, I know. So what I'm doing with these, I tried a couple different things. They had this really, well, they're for weddings. These are wedding decorations. Back in the day, they did not have like proper Christmas decorations. So wedding bells, I can do anything with a wedding bell. They had like this like unattractive stuff glued onto the top. Can you see that nasty glue there? So I popped it off and kind of scraped as much of the glue off as I could. And then I don't know what to do. Anyway, started again with a chain 6 and made like a little, this is a 2-round circle. And I'm like, that's cute, like a little Russian hat, right? But I mean, it doesn't totally say bell, but I like it. But quite a bit of yarn. Plus those would also just look good hanging on your tree. But still cute, and there's still a spot where you can get to the hanger in the center to hang them up. So, and these again would be removable. You put them on any ornament that you want. You can even put them on, wait for it, the top of like a ball. Maybe I'll put it on a not shiny one. That might help you. There. Right? I mean, that's cute. Imagine like on a red ball or a green ball. I mean, how charming. And then you just have to make a whole bunch of like these attachments. So then what I got up to, because I was like, I like the idea. It's just a bit of work. Like, I don't think I'll make that many of them. What am I doing? All right, there we go. So I just made these ones. I'm like, that's cute. It is just like a chain. And you work in your tail as you go, because why bother? In Eyelash Dazzle, and then you do a chain 6 in the center of that, and then finish the chain on the other side, tie it into a bow, and there's still a spot to hook your paper clip or your hanger onto your ornament. So I don't know, it doesn't totally look like a bow, but I mean, if it was on the tree, you'd be like, oh look, it's a bell. Do you know what I mean? You'd kind of get the idea of it. I did some, like I made an actual crocheted bell to go in the center. I think that's overkill. Plus, it's more difficult to match up, like if you change these to a different color next year. Do you know what I mean? So that is as far as I've gotten for these little bells. I'm not crazy about the bells, because I mean, they do represent wedding decorations from back in the day when there was no Christmas decorations here. If you don't know, I live in Nairobi, Kenya, so my Christmas is a little different. So anyway, working on these, really thought they would have fallen off. Just saying. Pineapple mint. All right. It's good. Then, are you ready for it? I know, right? So, who knows what these are? I know this is not a very well-known thing. I did a poll on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, come and find me at Secret Yarnery. These are my version of the Christmas pickle. So I think traditionally, you can correct me in the comments below, but I think the tradition is you hide the Christmas pickle on the Christmas tree, and whoever finds it in the morning gets an extra present. What I'm thinking of doing is making 4 of them, hypothetical. Of course I did. But aren't they cute in the jar? Adorable. And then hiding 4 of them every day in December. And they're all kind of different. You just kind of wing it up. If you'd like a tutorial, let me know in the comments down below. A guide, more than like a do this, do that, just like how to do it, because I think they do look good when you change a little bit of what you're up to. Do you know what I mean? Because no pickle is the exact same. So what I'm going to do with mine, I'm thinking for Advent calendar, instead of like, little chocolatey things we don't get here, or my Christmas pot, which I normally do, I'm going to, we'll probably still do Christmas pot, but to unlock the Christmas pot, you're going to have to find your pickle. Are you following me? So I'm going to hide it, kind of like Elf on the Shelf, right? I'm going to hide it, or hide them. I have some little googly eyes in different colors, so I can color code them. Or I don't know how to do it. I have 4 kids. Youngest had a birthday, 7, and my oldest is 14. So 1 per kid. Hide the older kids one really hard, or make the younger ones go first to find it, and they get the easiest one. And then when all the kids have found their pickle, then they get the Advent calendar Christmas pot, or their treat of the day. Or maybe I'll hide one, and I don't know, everybody can have a turn getting it. Because 4 hiding spots a day might be really hard. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking of doing with my Christmas pickle. It's kind of like an Elf on the Shelf, so I'm trying to make them like a little bit hard to find. So I found this great jar in my pantry. Does that not say pickle? And then and then I'm like, it's great. That's going to be the Christmas pickle jar. And then I'm like, do you know how many pickles I need to make? A lot. Quite a few more. So then I'm like, okay, calm down. Just get a smaller jar. You know what I mean? You can adapt. It's not set in stone. So that's another little finished object that I have been working on and super happy with. I think they're so cute. And it's quite fun to make because it's not stressful. There's no real wrong. Well, no, I have frogged a couple back. You make them too fat in one spot and they get weird looking. But I'm enjoying it a lot, and that's it's nice and quick and easy to do. My last finished object, I should say, can you believe these are still on my head? Honestly. Anyway, is this beauty. This is officially finished, minus I still have to trim my tassel ends. I was thinking I'm going to do a separate tutorial, a separate little quick tip video showing you how to, a cheating way of making your tassels nice and straight, nice and quick. So I haven't done that because I want to film that, and that involves cleaning, you know how that is. So that is kind of waiting. But this blanket is great. It is queen size with at least a foot and a half on each side of the bed. And it is lovely and heavy and great. I used all my scrap alpaca. for this. Ooh, did I lose my earring? No, I didn't, wow. To make this awesome, awesome, awesome blanket. So really loving it, and I used every single scrap of yarn. So there's literally nothing left. I even cheated on some of my tassels. I ran out of tassels on 3 pink tassels. Let me see if I can find them. There we are. So I had to cheat. I got some good old Saver 100. Can you see the tassels I cheated on? Yep, I did. So I think 2 on this side and 1 on the other. Oh, and I have to drag this one over into that tassel there, that end. So loving that one. Sleep under it every night. It is so dreamy and cozy. So highly recommend that pattern. I will link it up in the cards if you haven't made one already. It's the Speedy Granny Ruth bedspread, and it is so worth it. If you want to do something smaller, there's also the last tutorial, which is the Speedy Granny Ruth baby blanket. It doesn't have tassels on each side. You work your way back and forth. So that is another good blanket to work on if you have the time at this time of year. What else was I going to tell you about? I'm just trying to go through the news here. If you've been trying to buy my patterns on my website, it's good and bad, I suppose, but my PayPal is not working. The huge change in my account activity has been flagged as unusual by PayPal. With the Speedy Granny Ruth crochet bedspread pattern, a lot of people wanted to buy it, which I think is great, but PayPal's like, what, you're doing, like, you're selling too many, like, it's too much or something. It's too much of a change. So I've called them. They said wait 3 to 5 days. That's like 10 days ago. I'm going to call them again today. We'll see how it goes. But until then, you can still purchase the patterns using my other payment gateway, which is called PesaPal. And yes, it does show up as in Kenya. I am in Kenya, and that is where that gateway is. It is totally legit and fine. There's nothing fishy-wishy about it, but if it doesn't go through, you do have to call your bank and be like, I want to, like, approve the secretyarnery.com. I'll be shopping from there in the future. And they'll just, like, say, okay, you can't shop from all of Africa, but you can shop from that one little spot. So that's kind of a way your bank protects you. And also, if you don't know that I'm in Kenya and you're trying to buy a pattern, I mean, I get that that would be weird, right? Anyway, that is up with that. We'll get it resolved as soon as we can. If not, we'll just deal with it. That's how life is. So, or if you have any other great ideas, let me know. Great ideas that work in Africa. That's the thing. Anyway, what else? I had something else to tell you. Thank you so much for inviting me over. If you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments down below. And if there are any comments underneath any of my videos that you do know the answer for, feel free to answer. That just kind of helps us build this great community that we have. And if you have time on Friday morning for most of you, afternoon or night for the rest of us, pop on over to our live chat. I'll be putting a link to that. I think I have a way of doing that earlier in the week. I'll even try to see if I can do, well, I don't know. I'll work on that. Sometime in the future, I'm going to figure out how to have it up earlier with a link on my homepage on YouTube. So thanks for inviting me over. I totally enjoyed it. I hope you did also. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming fun videos. And we'll see you in the next video. Have a super great day and stay hooked. Whips, whips, patterns, whips, ornaments. I can't believe these are on my head. I guess that's it. Was that thick and quick? All right. My gardener is like planting so much stuff out there. It is amazing. We're gonna have to see. He's planting a whole hedge of flowers on that side. I'm into it. So thanks for inviting me over. I loved hanging out with you. I might have to go shopping with these. We'll have to time when they fall off, right? So have a super great day, and we'll see you in the next video, and stay hooked. Stay hooked? Yeah, that was a bit harsh. Was that better? Oh, Lordy. I might have to wear these around my husband and see if he starts like freaking out, being like, trying to like tell me like, that's not good. How do I tell her she looks crazy? I think I'm gonna do that. That'll be fun. Yeah, I'm on it.